Hello and welcome to Epic TCG Journey. In today's video we'll be looking at one really specific deck list, and in this video I'm gonna play with Zoroark deck. So what is so special about Zoroark deck? You will definitely find out in next 30 minutes or so if you decide to watch this video till the end. You're definitely gonna love it. Zoroark is basically a stage 1 Pokemon with a powerful ability that says that when you have Zoroark in play, you can basically discard it and all cards attached to it to your discard pile. And if you do that, you can put one stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile in Zoroark place. And with that being said, you can basically put any stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile into the play. This is the deck list that you can see right here in front of you, because on Pokemon TCG Live, unfortunately, we are not able to have proper display of the deck list like we had back in the Pokemon trading card game, TCGO. In the past, I uploaded more than 2,000 different deck lists on my old recent YouTube channel that I abandoned a couple of years ago, so I decided to just make approach on the new channel and start everything from the scratch. And right here I used the Limitless deck tool to import this deck list, so you can see image right here. So basically this is the deck list, just in case if you want to have better understanding on how the deck looks before I actually switch it to the Pokemon TCG Live, where we are gonna go through every single card and I will show you tips and tricks about this deck. So as you can see, this deck plays 4 copies of Ultra Ball, 3 copies of Level Ball, 3 copies of Capturing Aroma, 3 copies of Battle VIP Pass. So a lot of different cards that can help us to set up properly in the early stage of the game, but also to have a lot of consistency in the mid and late game as well. Now we also have 3 copies of Trekking Shoes and 2 copies of Pokestop, which are really important in this match, in this deck, because you really want to discard as many cards as you can. You don't need to worry about discarding Pokemon supporter cards or trainer cards as long as you don't discard energy card, because discarding special energy cards are going to be really rough because you don't have any option to return them back. We do have 2 Super Roads, so we can recycle Pokemons in case if we discard Zoroark or maybe Zorua. We do have Pulpet, so we can recycle any specific supporter cards that we need. And we also have, that Super Road that can recycle back that Metal Energy, which can be used with the Scizor attack, because Scizor can hit heavily, and a lot of Pokemons these days have abilities in the current meta. Okay, so this is the deck list. I'm just gonna remove the image right now, not myself, but the image, and we're gonna jump into the TCG Live so you can actually see each individual card. So Phantom Transformation ability on the Zoroark says that once during your turn, you might choose stage 1 Pokemon, expect any Zoroark from your discard pile. If you do, discard this Pokemon on all attached cards and put the chosen Pokemon in its place. Once you do that, you can basically choose, for example, Scizor. Punishing Scizors, 10 plus 50 for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has ability, so you can count by yourself. Scizor good for the Chin Pao, also for any other deck that runs heavily abilities. For example, if you play against Gardevoir, potentially those Gardevoirs and Curlias and Manaphy's and whatever our opponent plays potentially can have up to 6 abilities, which can be 310 damage easily. We play 3 copies of Wormadam. We are playing Grass Wormadam that can hit Charizard for the weakness. We are playing Fighting that can hit Arceus for the weakness. We are playing Metal that can also hit Chin Pao for the weakness as well. Then we play Ninetales. You're probably going to ask yourself why in the world you're playing Ninetales with Ninetale Dance. Just be patient and watch the first battle and you will see why. Because you have Electivire, and once you hit for 50 with Electivire, and if you're playing against Lost Box deck, and if they miss to bench Manaphy, you can hit for 50 with Electivire, and then later just put 9 damage counters with Ninetales and take multiple prize cards in just a single turn, which is insane. We also have 1 copy of Manaphy, so we can protect our bench from those Greninjas. Slowbro is my favorite Pokemon in this deck. I really need to admit that. Twin Light Inspiration. We are playing one prize card deck. Once our opponent is down to one prize card and we have two prize cards, we can just simply use Twin Light Inspiration and took the last two prize cards left to our opponent's face. Yes, my friends, Slowbro can actually be used and it's playable. Electivire with high voltage current. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon. Really, really broken. We have Routes, we have two Curlios, we have one Gallade as well as Gardevoir. Additionally, we have this baby Magenta for the new VMAX, 4 copies of Zoroark, and then there's a Caesar that I mentioned earlier, and that's pretty much it for the Pokemons. And you already saw which trainer cards I'm running in this build, so yeah, I mean, deck is very consistent. I really need to admit that. It has a lot of potential, which you will see in the upcoming battles. So if you already didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos and more content that I will upload daily, so you're not gonna regret, that's for sure. Okay, let's do the battle, and you will see how broken really this deck can be. So see you in the game. Alright, so starting first, all you really need, turn one Routes and let's say 2 Zoruas, but since the meta is becoming more and more slow, there are not too many decks that can actually hit at the turn 1. For example, one of the decks that can actually potentially hit turn 1 is obviously that Lost Zone deck. So let's grab our second Zorua and put it on the bench. And let's see how lucky we can go with the Pokestop and potentially get another card for search. Yes, we did get Ultra Ball. I usually don't want to discard the double Turbo Energy. And probably I'm not gonna discard it this way, or should I maybe discard it? Actually, let's just go with the Zoroark for now, and let's go for that route so we can have it turn 2 in play. Other than that, you don't want to attach energy. All you really want to do is just pass the turn, because once you have Zoroark in play, and once you want to swap Zoroark, you need to discard all other cards in the Zoroark as well. So it's pretty much useless attaching energies in the Zoroark in the early stage of the game. Take a look at the discard pile and let's take the note. What do we have here? So we have Zoroark, also Mightyena, as well as Routes. And I wish I was able to hit with Pokestop Battle VIP Pass, but unfortunately I was not. So that's gonna be, I should say, a little bit of disadvantage for me, because I discarded second Routes. You potentially, in the best possible scenario, you want to start with 2 Routes on the bench and have 2 Curlios, and later try to evolve those Curlios into Gallade and the Gardevoir, obviously, so with the Gallade you can have control by taking Iono every single turn and disrupting opponent's hand, and with Gardevoir, of course, draw 2 extra cards. That's the way you want to play. And yeah, looking at the other side, my opponent does have Battle VIP Pass, so he literally have everything. 1 Pet of the Peak has been discarded. Also 1 copy of Escape Rope as well. There is a Cramorant. And a switch card into Comfy as well. So all he really needs is basically 1 more switch card, and then just let's say Energy Attachment, and Cramorant can take the first prize card in the game. Always it's the harder to play against the deck that my opponent is playing. But my opponent made, I should say, one common mistake that new players will often do. And you're probably gonna ask yourself, what did he do? he locked the bench space that he actually have at this moment. Basically meaning that with the Electrivibe I can take 1, 2, 3, 4, probably even 6 prize cards, 5 prize cards in just one turn. And it's not super hard to do that, you know, because he does not have Manaphy on the bench. And that's the common mistake that people actually do. Obviously, we are gonna bench Manaphy due to the Greninja on the other side of the field. And additionally, I'm going to throw the Super Rod and recycle back Ralph, Zorua, and Zoroark before I go with my Iona play. Perfect. So, I drew Kirlia. I also drew Capturing Aroma as well, so I need heads in order to get Zoroark here, but I'm not gonna go for the Zoroark. I'm gonna go for something like Electrivire in this case. And then what I'm gonna do next, I'm going to play Pokestop in order to get some resources potentially. Another Capturing Aroma, perfect. There is also Slowbro as well. Perfect, another heads. That's a very important here, because right now I can grab myself a Zoroark, put it into play, and with the level ball additionally I can search my deck for another Zorua. So right now I have 2 Zoruas on the bench. Actually 2 Zoruas in play, 1 is on the bench. The only thing I right now need to do is use my Kirlia and discard my Electrivire. Once I do that, I can draw 2 more cards, and then I can Ultra Ball, potentially as well. So first things first, let's go with the Phantom Transformation and let's get that Electrowire in play. Since my opponent have more prize cards than actually since I have more prize cards than my opponent, I can activate my Reversal Energy card. And I can start spreading the damage around the board. In this case, I can hit 100 active Cramorant and 50 to all of my opponent benched Pokemons. And the only thing that I actually need to win this game next turn and draw 6 prize cards is literally a boss's orders and triple acceleration energy, and I can boss order Greninja and took 6 prize cards. And that's the reason why my opponent decided to concede the game, because he realized that next turn I'm gonna take like 5 or 6 prize cards with Electrivire. And you can see the full potential of this deck. I mean, it's a definitely powerful anti-meta deck that can cause a lot of trouble to any opponent with Zoroark, because you have so many different cards that can surprise, which is literally insane. Let's move on to game number 2 and let's try to play one more longer game than this was. Alright, so here we are back in action with the game number 2. That game number 1 was obviously a Fire Rocket. I mean, my opponent didn't bench Manaphy, so he paid a huge price for not benching the Manaphy against the Zoroark deck. So remember, folks, if you play against the Zoroark deck, and if you play Lost Box deck, make sure to bench the Manaphy. Otherwise, you're gonna suffer a lot of damage and punishment by that Electrivire. And the most important, once Electrivire managed to deal the damage and spread the damage to all of your Pokemons in play, later in the game Ninetales will be here to help him, even if you bench Manaphy. Ninetales can put 9 damage counters on Pokemons that opponent have in play, and that's really, really devastating, because theoretically you can put 2 damage counters on Manaphy, 2 on Comfey, 2 on other Comfey, as long as there is no damage being healed by the help of the switch card. So, what do we have on the other side of the field? We have Charizard. Do we have recipe for Charizard? Yes, we do. We have Wormadam, the grass one, who can hit for a lot of damage. And we also have that Caesar as well. Caesar can cause a lot of damage to opponent as well. So let's see, do we have 2 Kirlios? Yes, we do. Okay, this is going to be really, really good start for me. I'm going to use Ultra Ball, and I'm going to discard Manaphy and get myself probably one more Zorua and put it on the bench and pass the turn. I could potentially attach my reversal energy to one of my routes and then just go straight away with Professor Research for 7. I rather decided not to do it. I rather decided to keep the reversal energy for late game because I'm probably gonna need it. And there is also Arceus Squee from the other side of the field as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see a retreat onto Arceus, but maybe not. And there's Iona from the other side of the field as well. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna get 6 new cards into my hand. What do we have here? We do have Level Ball, which is good. And also Trekking Shoes, which can also give us maybe potentially another Level Ball or something even better. Plus Ultra Ball and Professor Research. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Also in this matchup, another Vermidom as well will be good, the fighting one, because it can hit for the weakness. Before we hit for the weakness, let's go for one Kirlia. Shall we, folks? Alright, so I'm gonna bench the Kirlia and I'm gonna play Level Ball in order to grab another Kirlia and put it into play. So right now I have 2 Kirlias with that powerful refinement ability in play. After that, we're gonna play Trekking Shoes. Do we want to get Boss's Order into our hand? Yes. Let's go with the Boss's Order. Let's go with Iono play, refresh hand, drop 6 new cards. Maybe get some Stage 2 Pokemons into play, maybe not. Let's first see what we can get with that Pokestop, potentially. Oh, what a bad Pokestop that was. You gotta be kidding me here. I lost 3 freaking energy cards here with the Pokestop, and I'm definitely not happy with that. I'm gonna admit that straight away. This was awful Pokestop. You gotta be kidding me here. Seriously, 3 energy cards being discarded. Okay, that's definitely not something that you really want to see. It did happen, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it did happen. Other than that, I'm just gonna end my turn right here, right now. Phew, that's devastating. For the following turn, we do have Kirlia, and we also have Gardevoir. I'm just thinking about which route to go. Should I just go maybe... I hope my opponent will knock me out, so I can have that reversal energy activated. No, by attaching just a fire energy from his hand without rare candy Charizard, he won't be able to do damage. But there it is, there's a rare candy Charizard. Okay. Right now he can search the deck for 3 energy cards. One is definitely gonna go to the Charizard, the other one is gonna probably go to one of the Arceus, and the other one is probably gonna go to Charmander. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but we shall see. So in order to one-hit knockout Charizard EX, with Wormadam, he's hitting for 30 plus 10 for each Pokemon in discard pile. So you literally need 14 Pokemons in discard pile plus 14 Pokemons in discard pile you need to have in order to one-hit knockout Charizard for 2 prize cards, and that's if you use your triple reversal energy, not the double turbo energy. Okay. I still regret that Pokestop and 2 reversal energy being discarded. I wish there is a special charge in the format so you can recycle those special energies back into the deck. I also need to check if there is some sort of a Pokemon that has ability so you can grab something from your discard pile and fetch it back into your hand. Because this is really devastating when it happens. Okay, let's first go with one Curlia and let's see if we can get that Vermidon into play. Looks like we cannot, at least not for now. Shining Arcana, another Zoroark, which is good. But I only have 5 Pokemons in my discard pile. I don't even have Boss's Order. I'm gonna definitely discard Electivire and see what I'm gonna draw. Metal Vermidon. And another Reversal Energy. So I'm gonna also play Pokestop. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. How many energies I'm gonna lose? Well, at least I drew Boss's Orders, so do I have enough for the knockout? Let me count. 6, 7, 8, 7. Well, I have almost enough for the knockout, but if I activate... Okay, let me get that Fighting Vermidon. And let me put that Fighting Vermidon into play. So for now I'm doing 100 damage and I'm short for like 10. If I exchange Zoroark for something like... For something like a Ninetales, I can draw 2 prize card knockout. And I guess I'm going to do that. I don't even need to trade it. We're gonna trade it. Okay, so we right now have 220 and we can pull that Arceus in the front and knock him out. Okay, that's 220, but I lost too many energies. I'm not quite sure will I be able to recover from this, to be honest. I mean, it looks really rough. That's there's no question about that. I lost a lot of resources, like 2 reversal and 1 double turbo and 1 metal energy, which can be recycled obviously with the super rod. But I only have these 2 energy cards left. If I play Iono, they're gonna go on the bottom of the deck, which is good. But first I'm gonna play Pokestop, hopefully. Then I'm gonna Super Rod, back those Zoroarks. 2 Zoroarks and 1 Zorua. And I'm gonna hope to pull a Grass Vermidon and get enough Pokemons in the discard pile so I can one-hit knock out the Charizard. We shall see. It's not gonna be easy, that's for sure, but I'm gonna try to do my best. Trekking shoes. Okay, let's first go with that Pokestop. Okay. A Curlia as well. Okay, 11 Pokemons. So the next thing I need to do, I need to play Super Rod. And I need to recycle back Metal Energy, Zoroark, and Zorua. Oof, I almost make a mistake. Okay, obviously with the tails I can't grab anything. I have 4 more Pokemons left in my deck. Not gonna have enough for the knockout. Metal energy, okay. Ultra Ball for these two cards. Actually, we don't need Professor Research. To be honest, we do need Zoroark. Okay, so this charge is weak on the grass, and with the double turbo energy, I'm hitting for only 220 damage, which is unfortunately not enough for the knockout. And how many Ultra Ball did I play? Trainer cards, 3 copies of that. I'm going to Iona my opponent, but do I want to play Pulpet? That is a very good question. Because I don't even know what I want to get with the Pulpet back into my deck. Probably a boss, not a boss. Actually, maybe I made a mistake here, to be honest. I can increase damage by a little bit more. By playing Serena and discarding that Caesar. But yeah, I should go for the fighting one, actually, instead. What else do I have left? Zoroark, Slowbro, and Gallade. And none of these 3 cards can actually help me. But if I have those 3 cards in my discard pile plus this one, that would be 80 more damage, but still wouldn't be enough for the knockout anyways. I'm hitting for 220. My next step will be... I actually made a huge mistake. Horrible mistake I did here. I just realized it right now. Yeah, I made a misplay. I should go with... I should discard with Serena maybe Caesar. And increase damage for 20 so I can spread 9 damage counters with my Ninetales. And then with that last metal energy, try to set up Caesar. And go with the boss's order for that Arceus. Ooh, or maybe not. Huh, that actually changed things dramatically. Really, it does. What do he have on his bench? It's probably going to... He maybe hit for 130, who knows? We're gonna put Ninetales in the front. It does have 1 retreat cost. Do I have Super Rod? Yes, I do have 1 more Super Rod in my prize cards. I really want to see a knockout here, so I can activate that reversal energy as well. Maybe I can catch him here with the Caesar, we shall see. There's a rare candy for another Charizard. I hope my opponent will take the knockout, to be honest. I really hope he's gonna go for the knockout. Right now I'm hitting for 150 plus how much? 10. 160 with the Caesar. For 160 with the Caesar. And I know for the fact that I have 3 Pokemons in my deck left, so I can Pulpet 2 Ionos or maybe Iona and Boss's Order back into my deck as well. I'm losing to Boss. I'm losing to Boss because I'm not gonna have enough energies to retreat, that's for sure. Is there gonna be a retreat into another Charizard? Looks like it will. Okay. I think it's safe to say that I have game. Fighting Vermidon. And fighting Vermidon is doing 160. I also have Serena, so I can switch his Arceus in the front, and then I can Pulpad. Boss plus Serena, so I can have both options available. More than that, I can also put that Gallade into play just in case. And hit for 320, which will be more than enough for the knockout. Another Super Rod and Ultra Ball as well. So having Boss's Order in my hand, in my deck, means that I can Boss Order his Charizard EX with 220 damage and knock him out. But I might even have enough even just by knocking this Charizard out, we shall see. Because I have Ultra Ball in my hand, so I'm literally losing to a boss order than pass because I don't have any resource left, so my energy cards are literally discarded. But obviously my opponent cannot know how many energy cards do I play. And there is another Nast Ball, obviously for nothing, failed to search. So yeah, Mighty Charizard looks like to be defeated by a Zoroark deck, at least it looks like. It's going into good direction. Oh, no, there's a boss's order. Okay. Maybe he decide to go for this Wormadam. Maybe he decide to go... If he knocks Gardevoir or Gallade, he instantly loses the game. So he decided to go for this Wormadam. Pokestop for the rare candy. This rare candy can actually give him a Pidgeotto in play. Pidgeot in play. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm okay. He decided to knock me out for 300. And right now my reversal energy is not working. It's only providing one colorless energy, but luckily I have that metal energy available in my hand and also boss's order. So I can simply hit for 170 that Charizard EX on the bench and win the game by taking the last two prize cards, and that's gonna be it. That's the GG. So yeah, I mean, it's here. I mean, obviously the deck works. Potentially it might need a little bit more tweaks, I should be honest telling you that. Probably we need at least one more metal energy card so we can have, you know, that metal energy extra just in case if we hit that devastating turn where I was forced to discard literally 3 energies in just a single turn. And also maybe potentially one escape rope, but I'm not really considerate about this escape rope because I can always promote Zoroark in the front and then I can discard it and be able to retreat on the bench into something else. But other than that, I think that the deck is actually pretty decent. Rogue anti-meta deck that can definitely be playable in the current meta and in the current format. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos, hit the thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this deck. I really appreciate your time, and make sure to stay tuned for upcoming Rogue deck, which will be uploaded probably tomorrow, and it's gonna be Jumpluff. So another Rogue deck as well, because I'm a huge fan of Rogue deck ideas. Thank you guys for your time. We'll see you next time. Till then, have a nice day and goodbye.